In this video, I'll be using the NSlookup.exe. So I'll be using the NSlookup tool, and we're going to discuss what NSlookup is. NSlookup command line utility enables you to generate DNS request messages and transmit them to specific DNS servers on the network. The advantage of NSlookup is that you can test the functionality and the quality of the information on a specific DNS server by specifying it on the command line. The basic command line syntax of NSlookup is as follows. Go into the command prompt and type in NSlookup. You don't have to add the exe, and you would do the NSlookup. So the syntax is NSlookup, it'll show you the default server and then the address of the default server. Yep, so the syntax is the DNS name specifies the DNS name that you want to resolve. Then DNS server specifies the DNS name or IP address of the DNS server that you want to query for the name specified in the DNS name variable. There are also many additional parameters that you can include on the command line to control the server query process. The output generated by NSlookup in Windows 7 resembles that shown in figure 5-24. It's the same as I have here that's listed in the figure here in Windows 7. So it displays the same information that I have here. You can do NSlookup Let's talk about DNS. Off the top of my head, DNS is a domain name server. So basically, DNS, what it does is, it tells you, it does what it shows here. You have Microsoft.com, which is a URL. So in order for humans to memorize URLs, which gives you access to web applications, web pages, or web servers, instead of memorizing this address, you can just simply type in the name with an extension, .com, .org, and so forth, and it would translate that to this address, which is how you actually connect behind the scenes to a server, and basically how computers communicate with one another. So, like I said, DNS is a translation between actual text to binary. There are also many additional parameters that you can include on the command line to control the server query process. The NSlookup utility has two operational modes, command line and interactive. When you run NSlookup with no command line parameters, the program displays its own prompt from which you can issue commands to specify the default DNS server to query, resolve multiple names, and configure many other aspects of the program's functionality. So we were just in there and it gave us these arrows because we were in the NSlookup. We were in the operational mode. So it says NSlookup has two operational modes, command line and interactive. When you run NSlookup with no command line parameters, the program displays its own prompt from which you can issue commands to specify the default DNS server to query. So that's what we were in. We were in without the parameters when we ran NSlookup the first time. It gave us these arrows. All right, so that's it for NSlookup for right now. Just a brief discussion, basic discussion, and pretty straightforward and simple. Just understanding what DNS is and what DNS does and how it's implemented in your network. That's it for NSlookup.